We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vị thứ pháp hồi cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo Nam mô. Như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đắc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Next one. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đàn Tổ Sư Chế Đô Ye Ở La Hờ Đi San Mèo San Phù Tô Xế. Nam mô Ta Đắc Tha Tô Dạ Đà Dạ A La Hà Đi Nam Miệu Tham Bồ Đà Tòa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jian wen de shou chi Yuan Jie Ru Lai Zheng Shi Yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Huineng, Great Master YongHua, all monks and nuns, and all good advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、六祖、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位上智士，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Lục Tổ, Hòa Thượng, Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, it's nice to see you again. Today is the 26th of December 2021. We are here to continue discussing the 6th Patriarch Sutra. We're currently on chapter 1, slide 293. Okay. Now, so just for the background information, I mean, the Master Huineng, who is still a lay person then, he became, he awakened to the Dharma, and so he was told to go to Huangmei, where the 5th Patriarch was, in order to seek further instructions. And so he went there, and the 5th Patriarch says, you are a barbarian. How can you wish to become a Buddha? So the Master Huineng then says, he replied, he says, this is, he says, he says that, may I tell the High Master that this disciple's mind constantly gives rise to wisdom. And I explained to you the last time, this means that his mind, he stopped thinking. Okay, he walked a long way to go see the 5th Patriarch. And along the way, along this hard and arduous journey, he realized that he stopped thinking, okay, which is incredible state of being. And he says, when he says, you told me to go to work, he says, it's mine here, my mind here is not separate from the self-nature, which is the few blessings. So what kind of work do you wish me to do? And you see, along the way, I just told you my hunch. My hunch was that at this stage, the Great Master Huineng was already a fourth stage arhat, and this tells you, this is reconfirms for me, among other points of data, that he's actually indeed a fourth stage arhat, because this is how the fourth stage arhats thinks. Okay, so I can't go into details for you. Okay, professional secrets, if you will. But this is interesting. That the way that the one thing you see that this is common with most arhats is that they argumentative. They argue. Is that it doesn't accord with the principle. You ask what we ask me to do, and this is what I mean by Hinayana. Even if you go to the Hinayana, Mahayana, it's the same kind of mindset. It doesn't make sense according to Master YongHua's instructions, for example, and it's because these people only understand the Hinayana part of Master YongHua's instruction. Okay, so this is typical of the people who have incomplete knowledge. Okay, insufficient wisdom. So they have these false understanding, if you will. And this right here is the proof. He's basically a fourth stage arhat at this point. He argues, probably also manic as well. Manic people, you notice, they're always righteous and always argue. Okay, so now we on back to the slide we're supposed to be starting, slide 293. Text, the 5th Patriarch said, this barbarian's faculties are pretty sharp. You should say no more. Go to work at the animal's barn.
祖云：这葛僚根性大利，如更勿言，着草场去。
So the 5th Patriarch immediately told him, he says, pretty good. You have a big mouth. So, I mean, the American, we say, you have a big mouth. Or the Chinese say, your faculties are pretty sharp. You're not bad. You have potential, you will. But actually, the thing here, he says, you should say no more. I mean, stop, okay? Do not argue with me, okay? Go to work, okay? Stop arguing and go do what I tell you to do. Okay, so that's how the 5th Patriarch decided to start teaching this barbarian by the name of Huineng. Okay, and he says, speak no further. Stop arguing. Okay, and who do you think you are? You think you know it all? Then why are you here? Okay, and so he says, basically, he says, I don't want you to argue with me in front of everyone, and go to work in animals' barn, probably in the back. Okay, back area of the temple, away from people, because this probably has a certain smell. Animal smell, if you will. Okay? And so basically, he says, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to see you. I don't want people to see you either. Okay? Isolated this barbarian. 295. Huineng withdrew to the back courtyard where a cultivator ordered him to split firewood and thresh rice.
慧能退至后院，有一行者差慧能破柴踏对。
Okay, so Venerable Huineng, at that point, he obeyed the command. So you see, at that point, the 5th Patriarch was very authoritative. It says, shut up, go back and work. Okay, but in a Chinese style of talking. Okay, and so the Venerable Huineng went back to the courtyard. Okay, withdrew, meaning he erased his presence. Okay, from the great master, and went to the back court and the courtyard in the back and of the temple, where a cultivator ordered him to split firewood and thresh rice. Okay, so ordered here. So ordered here means that he. You have to understand, even in temples, even in the temple in Buddhist, in Buddhism there's still a hierarchy. Okay, in terms of getting things done. You don't think you're equal. There's your senior in terms of hierarchy for work. So immediately he basically was to obey to this cultivator. His cultivator, don't know which level he was, but basically he has to kowtow to and obey commands from an unenlightened person. So this person here in charge ordered Master Venerable Huineng to split firewood and thresh rice. Okay, to split firewood is hard work, very physical work. They don't have machines like we have nowadays. You can buy from the building stores, material stores, and they have a hydraulic thing and they split the firewood. It's very, very, very efficient. Now you use your muscles and you swing that axe right there to split firewood and to thresh rice. And you find that threshing rice is also very physical labor. Okay, basically it's interesting way for newcomers to plant the blessings, to contribute, if you will. Okay, so what is that? It's called a test. Okay, when the 5th Patriarch ordered Huineng to go in the back, it's a test. Okay, and he met with that test by being ordered to do menial work. 297. More than 8 months had passed when the Patriarch one day suddenly came to see Huineng and said,
今8月余，祖一日忽见慧能曰：
Oh, you're here again. Oh, thank you very much. All right. And so 8 months had passed. So he did manual labor work for 8 months. No one talked to him. Basically, every day's work. There's a big temple with 1,000 people or more. So they need a lot of firewood to cook, to warm things and so forth. And you also need a lot of rice as well. 1,000 people, they must eat a lot of rice. And for 8 months, Master Huineng worked with very little interactions with people. And then all of a sudden, one day, the 5th Patriarch showed up in the back courtyard where Huineng was working and said, you see, so you have to understand that part of the training as well, okay, that Master Huineng went through was that he basically had to do what he was told, okay, with how he came there to seek the Dharma, and yet the first thing he was told to do as part of the Dharma he was being taught was to work, okay. And this is something that I find to be very typical of the Chan school or Mahayana school, where the first thing you do before anything else is to work or practice giving. And that's exactly shocking to most Westerners and people who are not Mahayana, don't have Mahayana roots. I find in the past, when I was very fortunate to be able to be accepted by Master YongHua as a novice at his temples, okay, and that's what we did. Every day we worked. Okay, so the program that I went through, most people went through, even as a novice or as a left-home person as well, was dominated by work. You work 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. Okay, so it's 4 hours of work, which is light for Westerners. Okay, we are privileged in that the nuns used to work a lot more. But for us monk on the men's side, it's a very only a handful of us. So we were spoiled. We will work, and we don't have to do menial work. It's the nuns who had to paint and strip the paint of the buildings in the city of 10,000 Buddhas. They did all kinds of work, and they worked so hard. It's very impressive. And I was told that the scary nun was overseeing everyone, making sure they work hard and terrorize them. Whereas over here on the outside, we don't do physical work. No. It's a very light duty. And if we ask to do to trim the bushes too often, we can work for half an hour, and drag our feet for the rest of the time. And no one would ever say anything. So you see, and that's something that was interesting in the Chan school as well, is that part of the training, initial training is to work, okay? Do not be like Westerners when they show up in the temple and say, here I am, teach me, or please me, okay? So a lot of people who came to Master YongHua's temple, especially monks and nuns here in this country, whether it's Vietnamese, whether it's Korean or Hinayana people, they couldn't understand it, because typical of most traditions, the monks are very well treated. Koreans too, right? The Korean Sunims are so well treated. Okay? The male Sunims are so well treated, whereas most of the work, the significant work, is actually done by the nuns. Okay, but anyway, that's no one ever explained me that. I just after I left and I found all sorts of ways to be lazy and so that I could meditate more. I hated working. I said, I didn't leave the home life to work. Come on. Oh, what kind of nonsense is this? So I would make excuses to not work. Okay, so that's but it's only after I left the association I realized why. But then it's too late. Okay, I was lucky in that I can relate to you this. Even though I was lazy, but I had many skills so that I was able, with less work, I was able to make a very big contribution to the association, to the schools, and to the various programs and so forth. And the funny thing is that, which I didn't catch on back then, 4 years, it was so stupid. I mean, no one talks to you. You ask questions, they didn't like me, so I said, why should I tell you anything? You arrogant person. You're so conceited. You have chip on your shoulders. You're disgusting. And so no one taught me anything. What interesting was that later, years later, that's when I realized, every time I finished a project that had a big impact on the association, then I was taught a important Dharma. So for example, I was able to do a pretty good deal, a good contribution, because using my management skills. And so after I completed that project, I was then taught the 42 hands and eyes. Before that, I asked, no one would give me. Okay, so it's interesting. So the point is that I'm trying to share with you is that don't worry about being taught. Just concentrate on making contributions, and with your blessings, they will take care of themselves. Nothing to worry about. Okay, and that's pure Mahayana practice. Do not have to plot for yourself. Just help, just contribute, and things will happen naturally. In contrast, the Hinayana people, they keep on meditating, and they go nowhere. Whereas when you have enough blessings, the certain teaching can help you make leaps very quickly. And that's the difference between gradual training versus sudden training. All right? And so 8 months has passed. So you see, Master Huineng, of course, at that time was very anxious. He says, I'm a cool dude. I mean, my mind gives rise to wisdom every single day. And they made him wait for 8 months. Okay? And then one day the patriarch decided to come unannounced, and then told him, 298, I think your views can be abused with fear that evil people may harm you. That was why I did not speak with you. Did you understand?
吾思如之见可用，恐有恶人害如，遂不与如言，汝知否？
So the commentary that I made stresses that the 5th Patriarch suddenly showed up. Okay, suddenly here refers to the fact it's totally unexpected by the student. Okay, I keep on stressing to my students as well. I said, if you knew what I were up to, I can't teach you. Okay, so at some point in time, at that point in time, Master Huineng just work every day. He could not tell one day from the other, weekends from weekdays. Okay, and all of a sudden, when he basically said, okay, I get up today, I work again, I get up again tomorrow, I do the same thing, I did the same thing as a day after tomorrow, okay? And all of a sudden, when he's into this automatic thing here, without any more expectations, okay? Because you remember, this is very subtle. He came there expecting to be taught, expecting to be to receive instructions. Sound familiar? He came very far away to receive instructions. And he said, why am I doing here for 8 months? Some others say, oh, I came here for instructions, and if you're not willing to give me instruction, I'm out of here. And that's very American. Go ahead, you two.
Master Ping Deng Qingqing asks, Master, if only follow the program like ceremonies, meditation without contributing in any way, would I still be able to make progress?
I don't know, let me think. Is it you in particular? Or that's Ping Deng Qingjing, right? It's the same person we all know, right?
Yes, Master.
Because if it is not the Ping Deng Qingjing, I don't know how to answer. Okay, so he says, we are do the same, follow the program, will I make make progress? What do you think? Those of you who know Ping Deng Qingjing, Derek. Anyone, help her out, please. This is a lady, so be gentle. Jumi, raise your head. Master Shihonsen, cut your head off. How would you answer her?
잘 모르겠습니다. I don't know.
Say what? You know, even fasting, you cannot be that lazy. Are you fasting? You don't know. Okay, never mind. Anyone else, let's not give her a hard time. She's receiving no instructions. That's why she's on strike. Anyone else? It's not clear to you? What is she doing? What is the person doing? He says, did she show up he says, Master, give me protection so that I could come to the temple tomorrow and cultivate. She said that 2 days ago. Did she show up yesterday?
Her boyfriend came.
She said we, she didn't say he. Okay. Anyway, you see, that's how these people are. They talk. They only talk. Okay. So anyway, what is she doing? What is she asking for? Two things. Number one, she wants to know. Sound familiar? Just tell me. Just tell me so that I don't need to do this. If it's not, your answer does not, if the outcome is not what I'm looking for, then I won't do it. Just tell me. Okay? That's problem number one. That's problem number two. A bigger problem. Yes, Wei Mountain.
I may say that that person can be a little bit lazy, but not working hard, so the progress could be very slow or probably non-existent.
Are you making excuses? Or are you criticizing this particular person?
Neither, just my own personal personal observations from my own observation on my own. When
So-
I tend to hard, I make progress a little faster, and I'm not making progress. So it's just my own observation from my own personal life.
Okay. Conk, go ahead.
안녕하세요, 마스터.
안녕하세요.
기여한다는 게 보시를 의미하는 게 맞을까요?
Does contribution means giving?
Mean what?
Contribution mean giving? Giving.
Keeping?
Giving.
Oh, it's giving. Excuse me. Contribution means giving? Yeah, yes. Yellow.
Maybe the second problem of the question is that she only willing to make contribution if it's necessary, if it's a prerequisite.
There is it. Yeah, okay. Okay, contributions, okay, means giving, means a lot of things. But in America, I don't know about Korea and Vietnam and all those places, or Europe and all those places. But in America, we are much more blunt, okay, and more factual. What is contribution in here in our country? When we speak about contribution, okay, here in the US, what does it mean to us? Impact. That's right, precisely. Contribution meaning is, are you making a difference? So the more contribution means the more impact you have. All right? Let's not beat around the bush. In the US, it's very clear. Especially like you work here, you go to work, you make a contribution, meaning that you are creating an impact. You're making an impact for the organization, for the enterprise, for the project. Okay? Does it help? Okay, so yes, it's not simply just giving, but also significant giving, if you will. All right. So what is the second problem? Isn't it clear to you? What is the second problem? What is 平等精进? YouTube.
平等亲亲 reply, protection for Daniel to fast. I apologize for the confusion.
Okay. Here's the problem. Problem is she has expectations. Okay? She expects success. If you cultivate and you want guarantees for success, then you have to pay for it. That's my answer. She's not paying for it, so don't ask for guarantee. And when you decide to pay for it, make an appointment in my office. We talk price. Okay? What is the matter with you? I cultivate, and I will not come and cultivate and follow the schedule unless I make progress. Who's going to guarantee you that you're going to make progress? You are cultivating, and we have to guarantee you that you will make progress? What kind of mindset is this? You know, you are so spoiled, because when I was cultivating, I had no instruction whatsoever. So to be able to understand that there's a group of people here practicing together and making progress consistently, and there's a person here sitting up here and say, oh, that person improved, oh, the other person improved. And what happened is that it's very anti-Chinese. The Chinese scream and they say, you are grandstanding, you are boasting, you're bragging, that's improper. And they cited Master Xuanhua, for example, especially Master Xuanhua disciples, those Vietnamese and those loser people. They said, they quoted, what is it? Superior people don't reveal themselves, and those who reveal themselves are not superior. That's what Master Xuanhua said in Chinese. Anyone remember that the Chinese words for that? And it's quoted on the Vietnamese website for their Vietnamese website, and it quoted both in Vietnamese and Chinese, whatever. Okay, and for years, as soon as I started opening, because about 12 years ago, I started announcing, oh, this person improved, this is 6th Samadhi, the other 7th Samadhi, the other person, and so forth and so forth. And they hated it. They said, oh, this is you don't reveal things like that. This is taboo. This is again Master Xuanhua's teaching. Was it? I'm not sure. Because he said that one of his monks became enlightened after bowing, okay, publicly, okay. And go ahead, you two.
Pingteng teaching as rewarding is giving prerequisites to progress despite following schedule.
You haven't followed the schedule yet, and you want to know about all the details, what it takes to succeed. It's the same kind of chain of thought. Tell me more, so that I can succeed. I'm not going to answer that. I refuse to answer that. I'm very unhappy. And it's just like you're taking advantage of me. See, because I'm kind-hearted and open, organize this thing for 10 weeks. He doesn't even show up for 2-3 days full time. And she wants to know if I follow the schedule, am I going to succeed? Anyway. Yeah. So anyway, I remember they used to be very vocal about it. So this guy keeps on telling him this person is this level, the other person is this level, and so forth. And Master Xuanhua condemns that. And I said, where, when? Okay, that superior people don't reveal themselves, and those who reveal themselves are not superior. It has nothing to do with my telling you about your level. Where am I revealing myself? So, anyway, so that's a difference between small knowledge, half knowledge versus wisdom. Anyway, the danger of these Hinayana people, or lower. Anyway, so suddenly, meaning totally unexpected by Huineng, that the 5th Patriarch decided to go to visit him. And so that means that at that point in time, after 8 months, Master Huineng forgot about why he was there. Yes, no more expectation to be taught. That's why he's totally surprised that the 5th Patriarch would show up. Okay? And you see, that's typical of people nowadays. They come and they expect to make progress, they expect to be taught. Okay? And so what did the 5th Patriarch say? I think your views can be of use. Okay? 无私, okay? 无私 here means that I've thought about it. I pondered about your case, meaning that he's been thinking and watching over Huideng. You see, in America, in English, we drop the I think. He says, your views can be of use. But no, he says, I think, 我思. The Chinese is very precise. It's so beautiful. And this is where you are at a disadvantage. You don't understand Chinese. The 5th Patriarch is so precise. He says, 我思, meaning I have been thinking about it. Okay? I pondered this. Okay? So I've been pondering about you. Okay? And I realize that your views is useful. Okay? No, can be used. Getting used is a polite word of English. This is very direct teaching. He says your views are useful. Okay, and what views? Views are the views. He refers to the 8 sagely path. There are 8 different steps. Where the first is proper views, and then proper thoughts, proper speech, proper action, proper karmas, proper livelihood, proper vigor, mindfulness, and concentration. That's how you develop wisdom. So you start your path of wisdom by having the proper views. This is why I objected to people asking me, I come to your temple, will you guarantee me, you keep on telling us that you follow the schedule, you guarantee me, if I follow your instructions, that I will make progress. Okay? So that's improper views, if you will. Okay, I'm here, teach me. That's improper views. You be taught when you don't expect to be taught. These are very subtle description of how Mahayana teaching is bestowed. Okay? It's not like we in the West where we pay for everything. Okay? In exchange here, no, it's a gift from a teacher to a pupil. Okay? Can be abused. But your views are useful. What does it mean? Useful. The 5th Patriarch is so beautiful, man, the way these sages, they talk. You know, every single word has a purpose. I think has a purpose. Okay? 汝见. 汝之见可用. So your views 可用. My Chinese okay, young man? Not bad for a non-Chinese, huh? 可用, okay? It's so beautiful. What does it mean? 可用? Your views are useful. Meaning what? Okay, let me explain to you. Okay, your views are useful to who? Someone says, 5th Patriarch, but not very sure of herself. 5th Patriarch? 5th Patriarch? 5th Patriarch? What do you mean? Lack of confidence, yeah. Confidence now. 5th Patriarch. More. Okay, Conk.
Master, does it mean that his views are useful for other people, which means that he has potential for Mahayana Buddhism?
Koreans are so boring. Okay, nice try. Wei Mao.
Master, does it mean that the 5th Patriarch sees 6th Patriarch has the view it can carry on the work, so he wanted to mold him to become the Patriarch so that he can propagate the Dharma?
Don't you wish? Anyone else? You see, folks, what I have to work with? YouTube question, go ahead.
His views are proper for him to be taught.
His views are proper for what?
For him to be taught.
Who said that?
Diego Alfonso.
You, Alfonso, hola. Okay, Conk.
Master, it means that
Oh
6th
no,
Patriarch
Santa Claus is coming to town.
literally.
Sorry, kidding. Go ahead. Repeat.
So he means that 6th Patriarch literally really works well, like can work well.
Has worked well. But what does it have to do with views? Well, I didn't say you work well. You did a good job. What kind of gift did Santa Claus bring you this year? Never mind. Don't answer that. Correct. Okay. Can be of use here, meaning that your views, your way of looking at things, your way of thinking, your comprehension, it has potential, meaning that use here is correct. Use here refers not to the 5th Patriarch. It's just the exact opposite of useful to you. You have the proper views. You see, so the Chinese are very, very abstract. You see how elegant it is. Your view can be of use. Okay? And it basically means that you have the proper views. You have potential, kid. Okay? They're of use to you because I have no use for your views. I'll put you back here. Okay? And so it says your view can be of use, meaning that you have proper views. They're useful for your cultivation. Okay? Useful for your own cultivation. Okay? I understand that. But fear that evil people may harm you. Okay? Meaning that in my own temple, in the temple of 5th Patriarch, there are plenty of evil people who want to harm you. And for us Westerners, really? He is a Patriarch, you allow evil people to harm you? Harm people? Why not? Evil people everywhere. Inside temple, outside temple. Okay? So he says, evil people here, we harm you. That is why I did not speak with you. Did you understand? So didn't want to draw attention to you. Okay, and so I basically was hiding you from view, from being seen. Okay, from prevent people from seeing you, seeing your potential, because they see who you are, they could harm you. Okay, did you know? So, did you understand? Yeah, more here, not so much understand. Two here is just to know. Did you know? Did you realize it? Okay, so the better translation, did you realize it? So please change the translation. Okay, two here is not understand at all. Did you realize it? Or did you know? Okay? Did you know my intention? That's the question. Is it clear? So now we go, the next slide will give us the answer about how much Hui Neng knew. You want me to refresh this? Okay. 300. Hui Neng replied, your disciple knew the master's intention and should be had, not has, had stayed out of the front hall so that others might not notice him.
慧能曰：“弟子亦知师意，不敢行至堂前，令人不觉。”
Okay. Now, I don't know if English-speaking people, please help me out. To me, I would rather use "Did you realize it?" So it's stronger than "no." So it's more like, "Tell me." Okay, tell me. Did you realize what I was up to? Okay, so this is like a closer connection, if you will. Does it make sense to you, English-speaking people, Mary Jo and Jim and all the white people? Okay. Anyway, never mind. Okay. So,
Yes.
but then when Venerable Hui Neng's reply, he says, "Your disciple knew." That's proper. Okay. But the other side is the intention of 5th Patriarch was, did you realize it? Because he says, she sort of like saying, I'm sorry, I had to be terse with you and put you back here. Okay, did you realize? Did you realize I did it on purpose? Okay, and so that's more like making amends with this 6th Patriarch. So you see, he's opening the door, if you will. It's very subtle. All right? So I feel that our English translation conveys this idea that the 5th Patriarch was trying to make amends and say, I did it on purpose with you. Did you realize it? Okay? Realize is a lot stronger than know, when that's what he meant. All right? It's just my style. Okay. So on 300, when the Hui Neng replied, he says, I knew, okay? I knew of your intention, and that's why I stayed out of the front hall. I hid back here and didn't go up to the front hall so that others, so that not to draw attention to myself. Okay? So that others would not notice me. And so the notice here is to discover him. Okay. All right. Next, 302. One day, the patriarchs. Oh, how come we jumped? Huh? Did we? Did we lose some slides? Good guess. I would think so. Maybe they jumbled up the orders. I think what happened is, huh? No. I think this is out of order. Because this thing here, this section here should be after the poem, the verses. Okay. How come we did not even notice the first time around, or something happened? Anyway, so when we shuffle the order, please double check the order for us again. But I feel that this is misplaced. Text. One day the patriarch summoned his disciples together and said, I have something to say to you. For people in the world, birth and death is a great matter.
祖一日唤诸门人总来，无相如说：世人生死事大。
303, commentary. He summoned, so he called them, and typically in a temple, when come people, they use the big drum, okay? Big drum, big huge drum that they hit. So they hit these drums, okay? Certain ways, like back then in the here in the armed forces, you use a trumpet, okay, to do signaling for the army, cavalry and so forth. So he summoned, or someone use they probably hit the big drum to announce a great general gathering, general assembly. Okay, he says, people in the world, I have something to say to you. I have something to say to you. 吾相汝说. It doesn't mean I have some things to say to you. Let me tell you. Okay? Agree, huh? Agree, huh, young man? You agree? Okay.
Just the order is correct, so I checked the text.
The order is correct?
Yeah. This is immediately following the previous line.
Follow the previous line?
Yeah, 令人不觉, and then it's this.
Okay, oh well. Okay, what do you know? Thank you for checking. Okay, he said, let me tell you. Okay? Okay, 吾向你说. Okay, let me tell you. That doesn't mean I have something to say to you. Let me tell you. It's emphasis. Drop the 4. Okay, let me tell you. Let me tell you, okay? No, 4 is okay. 4 people in the world. As far as worldly people are concerned, 4 people in the world is okay too. Birth and death is a great matter. Okay? So that's okay. And put back 4. I shouldn't have asked you to take it out. Okay, thank you. Okay. So he says, for people in the world, for people, for worldly people, for all living beings. Okay, it affects all of us. Okay, birth and death is a great matter. Okay, great. I mean, is very important. Okay, and that's why I remember when I saw this section. I remember how I first came. When I first came to the country, and we all came. I came as an immigrant. Okay, we all are pursuing this American dream, and that's a big deal for us. Okay, whereas for the people, that's a typical people in the world. Okay, but we forget the big picture. We forget about the fact we've been revolving in this wheel of reincarnation, this sea of birth and death since beginningless time. Okay. 304 text. All day long, you only seek fields of blessings, not trying to get out of the sea of suffering from birth and death. If you're confused about your self-nature, how can blessings save you?
汝等终日只求福田，不求出离生死苦海，自信若迷，福何可救？
Okay. Very wordy instructions. Okay. 305. Okay. He's very talkative, I think. The 5th Patriarch. It's a Chinese thing, maybe. You think it's funny? Okay. All day long, you only seek 求福田, seek field of blessings. He means, I'm not sure whether it's Chinese or style of speaking, but he says, all day long, you seek blessings. You seek for more blessings. Okay, meaning Fu Tian here refers to the fact you want to plant blessings here, plant blessings there. You think you're clever. Okay, you plant blessing in this temple, the other temple with me, and so forth. Okay, so that's what he means by 6 fields of blessings. You see, these Chinese are very savvy. They said they understand the Dharma. So they said, I'm gonna plant blessings. That's what he means. So they're going to find ways to plant blessings with various places, with various monks, various teachers. Okay? Not trying to get out of the sea of suffering from birth and death. Fine. If you're confused about your nature, how can blessing save you? Okay, good translation. Fine. And so the point that the Master Great Patriarch was saying is that you keep on planting blessings, and however, if you have blessings without wisdom, okay, it's like the Chinese, like Master YongHua kept reminding us, like the elephant, and that is has a lot of jewels, has well adorned, but it's still an elephant. It's the animal realm. Okay, has no wisdom. Okay, so that's an analogy of someone who's confused about his or her own self nature. Okay, this person is confused. Okay. Confused person, meaning that this person is not enlightened yet. Okay, how can blessings save you? Okay, and so his reproach is that you think you are savvy and you seek blessings. Okay, you're here seeking blessings. Okay, and if your mind is on seeking blessings, this will not help you get out of the sea of birth and death. and yet you think you're clever. Okay, let's continue and see where he's driving at. 306. Each of you go and look into your own wisdom and use the prajna nature, your own original mind, to compose a verse. Submit it to me so that I may look at it.
汝等各去自看智慧，取自本心般若之性，各作一记，来成无看。
Okay, so he says, all of you, okay, should go look into your own wisdom. And use your own fundamental mind, the prajna in your own fundamental mind, original mind, to compose a verse, and so that I can take a look. Okay, so. A verse and submit it to me, so that compose a verse and let me take a look at take a look at it. Okay. Okay. So no need to submit. It's just the translation should be compose a verse and let me take a look. Okay. And drop at it. Thank you. Very good. Okay. You see, there's a difference between the translation, because the translators added more words than necessary. The 5th Patriarch instruction, the words are very punchy. Okay. So it's very direct, whereas when they add, let's submit it to me, and take a look, so they added more of an action. They say, submit it to me, but actually the 5th Patriarch never said submit it to me, just one, let me take a look. All right, so that's why it's called interpretation. When you translate, and you add more things, then you're interpreting the works instead of translating. So be careful about that. Okay. All right. So okay, and then we're there, and then next 307. If you understand the great meaning, the rope and the Dharma will be passed on to you, and you will become the 6th Patriarch.
若悟大义，复如依法第6代祖。
Okay, very good. No problem here with the translation. So 308, commentary. He says, all you know about this prajna nature, okay, and so you use this prajna nature, okay, so you utilize this prajna nature that I've been teaching you, you've been learning here at my temple, okay, and you use that to compose a verse, okay, so that let me see, Look at your verse, and if that verse proves that you understand the great meaning, okay, the great teaching. E here, what is E here in Chinese mean? Yellow.
Oh, E.
E. Didn't I say that, son?
That's meaning.
E, right? Yeah. Thank you. Your mom doesn't have a very high opinion of my Chinese. I think she resents my criticizing Chinese people. Okay. No, it's not the great meaning. The great? Huh? E here refers to the great? Wei Mao.
Master, is it the Great Enlightenment?
Great Enlightenment? No. You're not Chinese, so we forgive you. Next. The great intention. Whose intention? See how subtle it is. You see? Even you Chinese people don't get it.
It's the 愿解如来真实义, that the same 义. It's the Buddha's intention or Shakyamuni.
Great teaching, great intention.
Yeah.
It's not meaning. It's nothing about meaning. It's about the intention. E here is about intention. Intention or teaching. The intention to teach. So that's why they are combined. You can use any of them, and it carries on why the Buddha came to our world to teach us this. Why did I show up here and teach you as a patriarch? Okay, the Ta Yi here, not just the Buddha, also what I do here is consistent with the Buddha's intention. Does it make sense? It's so beautiful. You guys take me for granted, but you don't realize what I'm doing here is to fulfill the Buddha's great intention. He wants you to end birth and death. That's his intention. That's why he came. And then I was chosen to continue to help you end birth and death as a patriarch. Get it? YouTube, go ahead.
Master Jane said, one character, Wei, is missing. It should be Wei Liu, Wei Di Liu Dai Zu. I double-checked 2 sources published by CTTB.
So there's a Wei there. Okay, that's fine. 做, Wei 做. Okay, that's 父如义法. Wei, that's right. Correct. Thank you. Thank you for catching that. There's a Wei. So I will confer to you. I will. This is. I'm sorry. The English translation very amateurish, if you will. They're professional translators. They have PhDs. They're very fluent in the languages. But in terms of Chan instructions, they're very amateurish. Okay. There's a difference. You look at the scholarly perspective, they're correct. These people, they are trained, they are well educated, they're informed. Okay. However, they fail. They're not Chan people. That's why they don't understand the proper translation. Okay. Here, the translation should be, okay, if you awaken to the great intention. Okay, I was lenient. I kept the understand. The Wu here, you awaken to the great intention. Okay? Then, if you awaken to the intention, I will confer the rope and the Dharma to you. It's very strong statements. Will be passed on is too American, too casual. This is fu is meaning that I will give you what is confer here in English. What does it mean? Come on, white people. I will pass on to you this burden of being in charge of the rope and the bowl and the Dharma. It's a burden. I will pass on to you. It's a real burden. It's no gift at all. If you really have wisdom, you look at it as a burden. If you are worldly, you look at it as a gain, as fame, as recognition. The people who have wisdom will say, it's too much of a burden. I don't want to carry this kind of baggage. You understand? So the fu here is very, 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 very important. Is that I will confer upon you. I will choose you to carry the burden. Okay, I will confer the rope and Dharma to you, and you will be, not become, be the 6th Patriarch. Not become, no become, will be. We will do the work of the 6th Patriarch, so be. See how punchy it is. If you awaken the great intention, go ahead, do it. Slideshow. Go ahead. Okay. If you awaken to great intention, meaning you see why the Buddha has been doing this, why the lineage of great patriarchs have been doing this. There's a great intention behind it. If you awaken to that, okay, and that's why these translators did not awaken to this. That's why a translation missed the point. Okay. Including the people who approved this translation, missed the point completely. Okay, you should take this translation very seriously. Okay, because this is the Chinese teaching. I feel from a 5th Patriarch is so beautiful, and yet when we translate it, we lose the power of the teaching. Okay, the teaching is very powerful. Okay. I will confer. I will put you in charge of. I will burden you with the rope and the Dharma. Okay? And you be the 6th Patriarch. Because I give you this burden of the 6th Patriarch, of the next Patriarch. Is that clear? So I'm not doing you any favor. Do you realize that? I'm not doing you any favor at all. It's actually a burden that I've been carrying. I don't care to carry it anymore. I'd rather give it out to you. Please, anyone, will you take it? Isn't it beautiful? That's how humble he is. He says, you know, I've been carrying this burden here on my shoulders all these years. You guys think I love this glory and, you know, feel important, and for you to come and bow to me and, you know, and say, yes, master, one word, yes, yes, the two words, the second word, yes, master, and so forth. No, it's a burden to me, and I can't wait to get rid of it. And that's what he meant. And don't make no mistakes about it. You awaken the fact that this is a burden. I will pass it on to you. But most of you are saying, oh, this is a great honor. It will be so glorious. I will become a 6th Patriarch. Anyone felt that way? When I first read the 6th Patriarch Sutra, that's how I felt. My God, this is so great. I'm going to be the 6th Patriarch. I wish I could, you know, could compose that verse right there. Okay. YouTube, go ahead.
Jane said, maybe better translated to, I will confer the robe and Dharma to you for being the 6th Patriarch.
No. It says, wait here. You will be the 6th Patriarch. You will do the 6th Patriarch's work. Okay? You're not American enough, Whitney Jane, sorry. You may be Chinese, but not American enough. I'm both. I'm neither American nor Chinese. That's why I can be irresponsible. Okay. We agree on this? It's beautiful, right? And now this is where I say, well, I'm glad, aren't we glad that we came back to this and fix this thing here so that we can, you know, be proud that the English translation is pretty useful, more so than what we used before. All right? It's sort of like, hey, young man, this is called, you know, congratulating yourself. Text, hurry off, do not procrastinate. It's no use to think and calculate. To see the nature, one must see it at the very moment of speaking.
火急速去，不得志待；思量急，不中用。见性之人，言下须见。
Okay. And there's more, okay. 310. If so, one can also see it when wielding a sword in the height of battle.
若如此者，轮刀上阵，亦得见之。
Okay. So, hurry off, okay, on the 311 commentary slide. Hurry up, do not procrastinate. Okay, must see it in the very moment of speaking. Okay, and so okay. So this is my commentary that I note. Okay, so let's go back to the text and forget about the commentary and see what we want to say right now. Commentary is like years ago, so who cares anymore? The past is the past. Okay. Hurry off. Okay. 火急，速去。Okay. Hurry off is not, you know, actually, hurry off, you know, is only 速去。火急 is different. It's more. Hurry off is okay. It's better than go quickly. I'm sorry, it's not English enough. And you can guess what ethnicity this person is. Okay? So, 火急, you know, 火急 is that you should hurry as if on fire. Okay? They drop up as if on fire. which is unfortunate because a patriarch says, when I tell you to hurry, it's not enough. I tell you to hurry as if your body's on fire. You need to put it out. You need to fix that problem. Okay? You see that? This instruction is very, very precise. Okay? Your body's on fire. Hurry up and fix it. You cannot procrastinate. You cannot wait.
Not procrastinate, right? It's
Okay? 适量己不重用. Okay? 适量 is to if you, okay, so he says, go off, okay, he says, you should hurry, okay, or go off and you should hurry as if on fire. Yes.
I don't like do not procrastinate. It should be do not delay. Do not procrastinate it's like a longer time span, or it just means that the original text just means don't take any one more second than it's necessary.
Okay.
Right?
Good point. Here, let's look at the Chinese characters. This is important to look at the exact original source. Okay, he says this is 取, right? 取代. 取去. Okay, 去 here is stagnant. Okay, I'll blow it up for you. Okay, and that maybe we get the Chinese to help us out. Okay, 取 is late. 去 here is to stagnate. Okay, so do not be late and do not stagnate. Does it mean procrastinate? It's close enough. However, you should not be late, okay? And you should not stagnate. I don't know how to translate it. Maybe the English majors can help us out. If you cannot help out, then procrastinate is as close as it gets. Okay? Maybe someone will come up with a better translation. I can't. Sorry. Okay. 适量己不重用. Okay. What does 重用 mean in Chinese? Zhong, what does it mean?
It's just like not working out, not effective.
Right. Zhong here is that.
It's a little bit colloquial word.
Yeah.
重用不重用.
Meaning is in improper use. 不重用 is improper use.
Now, sometimes people say, some persons, 这个人不中用了, it's like this person is dying. So 中用 is.
中用 is what?
Like sometimes in a colloquial way, say someone's dying, like the sick, someone's sick and cannot be recovered.
不中用 is dying?
中用了. It just means it's not.
No. In what context? I see that. I mean, if you say dying, is like this person is being useful, and therefore now it's of no use to us anymore.
Yeah,
it's like
There's
boss
no,
saying
no
that
safe.
it's like the soldier who's injured. You see, he's 不中用, so let's drop him.
There's a no safe. It's like no way to save. No way to save a
He,
sick person.
he's of no use anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I can see in a soldier and in an employee. 不中用 or a boy. 他不中用 mean, right? Yeah. It's the same concept. Okay. Okay. So do not procrastinate. Again, I'm asking you to help me translate it better, especially those people who are bilingual. Maybe Chu Hong can help us out and do her own research and use her superior linguistic skills and translation skills. Huh? Okay? Yellow.
Used to think and calculate, it doesn't really reflect the Chinese meaning very well. Because it does has the...
It's too liberal
if you
training,
and
translation. Yeah.
Then
It's
done.
very strong.
It's, like,
it's very
done.
strong.
You're done. It's no... there's no, like, you're done. Like, then forget about it. It's like not working.
You should not even consider using,
not
适量, right? You should not even try to 适量.
I think the way is 适量记不中用. If you think and calculate, then it's done. Like you failed essentially. It's like you're not going to figure it out.
It's useless.
Yeah, it's useless.
Okay. Then it says to think and calculate is of no use. It's stronger. That's what he means. I know because here's what he said. He says, when I ask you to go and compose a verse, I know the first thing you're going to do is go back and think about it and start calculating. If you do that, then stop. 不中用 here is stop doing it. But you cannot say the translation. No? Wait a minute, so you don't agree with my Chinese? Chinese person not agreeing with my Chinese? Wait a minute. Something's wrong with this picture here. Even the laugh is not sincere.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thinking and calculating is of no use. Okay, change the translation, please. 坚信之人，言下虚见. This English translation really has problems. Okay, we need to fix it. The next phrase as well, next sentence as well. YouTube, go ahead, help us out. You have a question? Do not complicate my life right now. I'm not in a good mood. I'm struggling. We're struggling. Even the Chinese are not helping me out. I'm here carrying all the burden, and I'm not even a patriarch.
Jen said, procrastinate is too formal. The 6th Patriarch's linguistic style tends to be simple and plain. Pington Chinching said, if you think and calculate, then stop right there? Question mark.
Stop? It's no 中用, it's not stopping. I'm criticizing 平等清净 all night so far. Thinking and calculating is of no use. It's no tool. It's a noun, not a verb here. Thinking and calculating Wei Mao, go ahead.
So what do they mean by calculate precisely? Does it mean that to not to think anymore, not to think nothing, that will be calculating, or what do they mean by calculating?
How do you explain calculating versus thinking? Okay. Okay. Let me explain in a way that it may make sense to you. Thinking here is like, I believe in God. It's called thinking. Anyone disagrees with me? People who say, I believe in God, actually say, I think God exists and I believe in Him. Okay? So that's thinking right there. When you say, I believe in God, you're thinking about God and yourself. All right? That's called thinking as an example. Calculating. What is calculating as far as in this context?
Calculating 在这个语境下是什么意思呢？
The Chinese are interrupting me. I think this is a plot to distract me. Okay, calculating. So this person believes in God. Okay, so what is it calculating? Because when he says, I believe in God, because he's a calculating mind behind it. What calculating mind? He says, I believe in God because it gives me benefits. So what's implied here? This is very, very beautiful. He says, you believe in God, so you think about God because it's beneficial to you. So you're thinking, you're calculating. Does it help? Oh, Dewey says, oh, Master, you're mean. Right, you are. Yes, you too.
Master Pingdeng Qingqing said, thinking and calculating are useless? C.Y. Wong said, we can translate the words or translating the meaning.
No, you have to, when you translate, you have to translate the words. And if you have no equivalent, then you can translate the meaning. But you need to stick to the original wording as far as translation goes. But if there's there's no direct translation, then you can use the meaning as a recourse. But that's only because there's lack of vocabulary, equivalent of vocabulary. It should not be a standard practice. The standard practice is as literal, as one-to-one as possible. All right? You too, go ahead.
Daniel Wisniewski said, calculating is feeling.
Calculating is not feeling. You're wrong. Okay. Okay, next. Let me move on. We only have 15 more minutes. To see the nature, okay, this is wrong. Okay, the Master says in Chinese, okay, those who can see the nature,言下续见。Those who saw the nature. This is very good English translation, I might say so. Ching. Those who saw the nature. Okay? 见性自然, they mean those people who saw the nature already. Okay? 言下续见. Okay? Those who saw nature did it or saw it at the moment of speaking. 虚 here doesn't need to be translated, because you translate in English that way, it is a must already. Okay, so must is no longer needed in English. So those who saw the nature, meaning those who are enlightened, saw the nature, saw it, okay, saw the nature at the very moment of speaking. That's a good translation. YouTube, go ahead.
Jane said, 见性诸人言下须见 is... Oh, she retracted her message.
Who is this person again?
Jane.
Blacklist her. Okay. So we all did our best, and together we translated this section here. Okay. So here's, and let's discuss the meaning, and then can we go into slideshow and then. Okay. Okay, so if they saw you saw nature, you did see it at the moment of speaking. Okay, 若如此者, if so, that's fine. 人道相称, 亦得见这. 轮刀. 轮刀 is the wheel like this? Huh? The lance, the big lance, like one gong, right?
And it's more elegant versus Dao is more brute force, so it's like
Like
Dao
more
is
brutal.
Yeah, it's more
Heavy.
fast-paced and brutal and quickly.
Scary.
Yeah.
More scary than a sword, because
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
big thing here coming at your face.
And, yeah.
Okay?
Intense. It's more intense.
Yeah, wielding more frightening. Okay, YouTube, go ahead.
Master Pingdeng Qingjing asked, does this refer to certain enlightenment? 言下须见, Master spoke, disciples saw nature.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that, because I answer you will misunderstand it, and then not only will you misunderstand it, the people who listen to me explaining it to you will also misunderstanding what I'm not willing to tell you or tell you. Okay, so I'm not going to answer that. Sorry. Okay, so 轮刀上阵. So you see, it's like when in battle, you wielding a sword, 亦得见智. Okay, here's what he means. Maybe you can help me out, Chinese people. Okay. Okay, here's what happens. Okay, this is a very important concept, and please help me out here because I don't know how to translate this. This is so Chinese. I really don't get this. Okay, and you can help me out, two young men. Okay, so he said, here's what he means. Can I explain to you what he means first? Okay, and then we can try to translate it together. This is an important section, and unfortunately, it's not clear in the translation. So that's why let me explain to you what he means first. Can we do that? So he says, those who see the nature must have seen it, saw it, at the moment speaking, the prior section. Okay? Then, so it happened already. Okay? Therefore, it's not if so. Therefore, okay? Please bear with me. Okay? The prior phrase, the prior sentence sets up the conditions. He saw the nature already. At the moment speaking, he saw, that's my nature. Okay? Therefore, it's no different. Okay? 易得见智呢, it's the same. It's no different from seeing your nature in the midst of battle while wielding a Tao, okay, wielding a lance. Meaning that once you see your nature, okay, then you see your nature while in the midst of battle and trying to kill someone as well. So meaning that when you're killing someone, you're actually seeing your nature too. Isn't it cool? Huh? Think about it. Meaning that when, this is so important, this is very important, very powerful point. Meaning once you see your nature, when you draw engineering plans, you also are seeing your nature. When you're programming, you're still seeing your nature. When you're measuring master's capillaries, you're still seeing nature. And when you say, honey, how are you today? You're seeing the nature. Oh, you tell your son, your favorite son, Sonny, I love you. You're seeing nature. And if you look at someone and say, I hate you, you're seeing a nature too. Please. Yes, yellow.
I think I would translate the first part, 若如此者, to be for those people.
No. 若如此者 mean it's not the people. After seeing the nature.
若如此,
you see,
okay.
若如此 is it after you see a nature. That's what it means. It's not if so, baloney. If so is wrong translation.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
You see now Chinese people why this English is being distorted so that they lost the point here that's being made. Once you see your nature, you can be killing someone, you still see your nature. It's such a powerful statement. And he's not as violent as I am when we talk about killing people. Son, you feel lucky today, son. Okay, no, he says, when it's so much more elegant than Clint Eastwood. Have you seen the movie Xiao Tai? Dirty Harry. Ask mommy to show it to you. And daddy, watch it. It's a beautiful movie, let me tell you, it's so violent. Because he says, after you saw your nature, okay, therefore, 若如此者, therefore, this person, okay, when he's wielding a sword in the midst of the battle, okay, he also sees the nature. Here is he must, but we can translate in English as he also sees the nature. So that's correct English, and see if you agree with it. No. Therefore, okay, the text should read, therefore, don't do it after you see the nature. 若如此者. I would translate it, therefore, in that case, but I prefer to use therefore. Okay? The better translation, in that case. Is it clear? Chinese says in that case, but I'm making even more English. 若如此者 is Chinese, old Chinese. We turn into English as therefore, I mean after you see the nature. Okay? So that the instructor, the Dharma speaker said, therefore here means that after you see the nature. Okay? Therefore, when wielding a saber in the midst of battle, he also sees the nature. Yes. And we drop the they. They is must. Okay? It's not necessary in English. He also sees the nature. Sees with an S. Go ahead, you two. Enlighten us.
Diego Alfonso said, must see it at all time and don't lose sight of it. I think so. Pingdeng Qingqing asked, Master, who were speaking in at the moment of speaking?
Who was speaking? The person who saw the nature. What kind of question is this? I'm giving a hard time now. Okay? All right. Therefore, when wielding a saber in the midst of the battle, he also sees the nature. He's also seeing the nature, but he's also seeing the nature is not proper translation. He also sees the nature. It's much more powerful. All right? I like it. I don't care if you don't like it. It's so funny, huh? The Taiwanese like it. Because you keep on saying the Chinese and Chinese, and yeah, we Taiwanese are better than you Chinese people. So now how about Taiwan sending airplanes to invade, to encroach on mainland China's airspace? Yeah, not authentic Taiwanese people. Yeah. She betrayed your secret. You're not really Taiwanese. You're actually Chinese. Okay, time is up. Okay, so next time we pick up from 312. Any final comments or questions? I hope you bear with us because in a way, we're learning about the patriarch's intention in Chinese, and so we try to improve the English translation a little bit, not only for us, but also for the other future readers of this text, including your children and your great-grandchildren and so forth. So I think it's worth spending the time, investing the time for the future generations. I'm very grateful for your inputs. YouTube, go ahead.
Pingdeng Qingqing said, 若如此者 means such people when wielding a ... He also sees the nature. And Daniel Wisniewski's comment, living life to the fullest.
I drink to that. Okay. Any other questions or comments? YouTube, go ahead. No more? I have a question. What happened to the old monk?
Master Venerable Sin Chair listen from his room.
Oh, he's doing long sits already?
No, he's not, but he has a little bit of runny nose, so he preferred to stay in his room because some people were concerned that
Omicron.
with
Oh my
people.
God, Omicron. Oh no. Don't take any tests. I don't want any confirmation we have Omicron. Oh my God, you're a traitor. You should have said, Master, can I take this offline later? Don't scare people. All right. All right. Anything else? Weimar?
I don't know. I just misunderstood maybe, but was he scared losing his life, or was he scared of something else?
Where did we talk about scare? Fear. We never talk about fear.
Well, he was hidden, right? Was he hidden because he was afraid someone can hurt him, or?
Yeah. He feared. That's his fear. You're right. Okay, sorry about that. The patriarch says, I was afraid that some evil people will harm you if they understand that you have such views, such proper views, they will come and harm you. It's called rivalry. It's called jealousy. It happens in very rarely in a Buddhist temple, but it does happen once in a blue moon. Okay, Buddhist people very rarely it does happen that they get jealous, but never at our temple. It's Xiao Tai doesn't get it. You know what jealousy is? Huh? You don't know what jealousy is? Talk to Daddy. You go back home and say, Daddy, Master asked me to ask you to explain to me what jealousy is. He says, Master says, it's time for me to learn about jealousy from you. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, good night.